being flustered a bit at that New York City Fire Department ceremony, as she is booed by the firefighters who then chant for Donald Trump. Trump, Trump, Trump. They were saying now top brass at New York's bravest want to investigate any firefighters who they say broke protocol by saying Trump. The New York Post obtained an email from the chief of the department saying that he recommends those who...
So, yeah, when Romney said something that collaterally stupid, I was like, he's lost. It's over. Barack's going to win. I still voted for Romney. And it was pretty obvious who I voted for in 2020. Hell, I made a video about it.
Protested come forward so the commissioner, Laura Kavanaugh, won't have to, quote, hunt them down. A spokesperson pushing back on this, telling Fox News Digital no one is being hunted down.
He was appointed by Eric Adams.
Oh, God. Never been a firefighter, has no idea the job, and she's their boss. And she's a woman. Probably couldn't even carry the fucking hose. Oh, God. This is why we need to have positions like this be promotions and not appointments.
So now she's in the role of supposedly having to hunt down these firefighters who, again...
Why the fuck would I talk to Dusty Smith? What would we have to talk about? The tenets of atheism? Hello, I'm Veronica.
And we're just practicing their First Amendment right, while Letitia...
By the way, I didn't even know Cult of Dusty was still a thing. But alright, for all those people who think that Trump is destined to lose, we're going to do this again. Here's the game. I'm going to fill in the things. One will be for Trump, one will be for Biden. I'm simply going to go with the polls. If it's blue, it gets marked blue. If it's red, it gets marked red. I do not care about the national poll. It means nothing. So Alaska, Trump wins that. Indiana, Trump wins that. Minnesota, even though I think Minnesota will flip red, Biden leads by 4, so fine, fuck it. Montana, of course, Trump wins. Iowa, Trump wins. Arizona, Trump wins. California, Biden, of course, wins. Georgia, Trump wins. Michigan, Trump wins. Nevada, Trump wins. North Carolina, Trump wins. Pennsylvania, Trump wins. Texas, Trump wins. By the way, he's over halfway there. Wisconsin, Trump wins. Maine, Trump wins. New York, looks like Biden got his little bit of a lead back. South Carolina, Trump wins. Washington, Biden wins. Maryland, Biden wins. Colorado, Biden wins. Massachusetts goes to Biden. Utah goes to Trump. Missouri for Trump. South Dakota for Trump. Nebraska. All right. Big one, Ohio goes to Trump. By the way, he's at about 211 right now. New Hampshire goes to Biden. Florida goes to Trump. Virginia, fine, fuck it, whatever, Biden. I don't believe it, but whatever. Tennessee, Trump. Wyoming, Trump. Arkansas, Trump. Illinois, Biden, although with the way Chicago is pissed off with illegal immigration. North Dakota, Trump. West Virginia, Trump. Kansas, Trump. Idaho, Trump. Oklahoma. And keep in mind, some of these are very old polls, so keep that in mind. Kentucky is Trump. And New Mexico is Biden. So, just by leaving these states out, and by the way, I could probably fill these in. It doesn't matter, even if Biden wins everything left, which he won't. These are all going for Trump. I'll put D.C., Delaware, Rhode Island, and Connecticut all in Biden's camp. I'll put Oregon safely in there. The only ones I'm flip-flopping on are maybe Jersey and Vermont, but it doesn't matter. Even if Biden wins Jersey, even if he wins Vermont, it matters little. Oh, and Hawaii will go to Biden. This is probably going to be election night, 316 to 222. But I've never seen a core demographic, the black voters, this pissed off with a Democrat before. Does that anger hold up? Because again, if Trump can get 20% of the black vote, boom, 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 boom. I'll flip Maryland, or Massachusetts, excuse me. I'll keep everything here. Boom. And I'll keep Colorado. Here's what I'll keep. It could be 416 to 122. Like I said, if it is true that that Trump has 20% of the black vote or more, this is what you're going to see. And in fact, it might be worse. So, yeah, get ready. All right, let's do the... God damn it. Wanted to respond to an Elizabeth Warren tweet. How brazen do you have to be to make $1 million in a single year and not file taxes? Raise checks, each get away with it. No more thanks to the IRS funding. Democrats secured ultra-rich are being held accountable, except for the fact that the ultra-rich pay most of the taxes in this country. Again, if it was up to me, the IRS tax code would be one sentence. What you make, subtract 10%, give that to the government. That's it. And then we have this lovely individual, but can't figure out why lesbians don't want to date them.
I work so hard to make it known that I am for the girls. Like, I have the nails, I do fun, fruity femme makeup, I have the literal trans flag on my eyes right now. You think...
Yeah, but lesbians don't want to date you because, you know, you have a wang. Long hair, long nails, wearing pink, eyeliner, or whatever the devil that stuff is. It don't make you a chick. It requires something that you were born without.
Think this is for a man? Never. So, I don't know what else to do, but from a trans lesbian, happy Pride. And I promise, I'm fruity.
Great, that's good to know. This story, I don't know if the mom is in trouble, but I'd love to know what caused this kid to go to the hospital. A Texas mom allegedly gave her son a mixed drink of lemon, salt, and vinegar in an effort to prevent bullies at school from stealing her child's drink. The bully who got it drank the mixed beverage and was hospitalized. That is a salad dressing. There is nothing in there that would be toxic. Now, yes, lemon, anything can be toxic at a certain point. But you're talking about things that have you have to take a massive amount before you hit the toxicity level. There's a scale, I forget what it's called, but it's how much you can have of something before it's toxic. So I'd love to know what caused him to go to the hospital. These don't really have anything to do with anything. I just thought they were funny. These are two big, fat, black chicks fighting over probably the last chicken tender.
Don't ever take my donut, bitch! Don't ever take my fucking donut, bitch! Don't ever take my donut, bitch! Don't ever take my fucking donut, bitch!
I have no idea what she took from her, but I just thought it was funny. Tonight on Jelly Roll Fighting. Maybe that could be a new thing. This one's a little more depressing because they're children and they're this fat. And when you think of combat sports, you think of this shit. Come on, Jelly Rolls! Oh, get him! Get him! Good hit! Good hit, come on! Alright, come on! Oh, you're slapping the shit out of each other! And what do you think they were fighting over? My thought would be the last jelly donut. How much you want to bet the janitor found both of them passed out from exhaustion? By the way, this is why we desperately need to bring PE back into schools. Now finally, our next video up is, who do you think is in the right here? I'm going to kill the audio. I personally think this bicyclist is in the wrong, because you can see this is a two-way street. And he's in the middle of cars riding his stupid fucking bike. And there's this jackass just thinking, oh, I'm on a bike! I'm on a bike! I have special privileges! I'm a bicyclist! I have the right of way, and BAM! And the car probably couldn't see him because the bicyclist was completely obscured by this vehicle. This is why you don't ride your stupid fucking bike in the middle of a goddamn road. Why? Why? I'm riding my bike like a jackass! Me, I'd start kicking him to finish the job. Don't be fucking stupid. Anyway, I came down on the guy, on the side of the guy with the bike. Keep your stupid fucking bikes off my fucking roads. This one, I have no idea who to even make fun of. Biden is a disgrace to humankind, an embarrassment to the human race in every respect. That's what Dan Bongino said. I have listened to a few of his videos. He's about 50-50. Agree with him sometimes, disagree with him on others. But Stephen King decided to chime in, or Stephen King, whatever the fuck he's called, and said, Yes, but he's got a real job, not a podcast. Even though, Mr. King, you've been in something that wouldn't be considered a real job for 50 years, a writer. Why isn't a podcast, which I don't know who makes more money in a year, you or Mr. Bongino, but why isn't a podcast a viable job as long as it's paying the fucking bills? But this is what Dan Bongino wrote. I don't know if he was drunk or whatever. Yeah, you're right. Millions of listeners a day on a podcast while you're watching porn in your mama's basement. I don't even know if Stephen King can get hard anymore. In your mama's basement, yearning for the days when people actually gave a shit about your dumbass, nice comeback dipshit, get a job loser. Mr. Bongino, even if you don't read, most people know who Stephen King is. I don't know who is the... I don't know who to make fun of. I mean, the right-wing podcaster or the left-wing writer of books that I like. I mean, I'm willing to bet. There was something I wanted to look up. How many copies do you to sell to be a new... God damn it. To be on the New York Times bestseller. Okay, now to be fair, I just looked this up. You only really have to sell 5,000 and 10,000 books in 1 week to be on the list. But Stephen King successfully sells enough books, even after all these years, to have a special deal with his publishing company. I can't remember who the fuck it is at the moment. It might still be Scribner, but whatever. Irregardless, where basically they go 50-50. They go 50-50 on the cost of manufacturing the books, but then the profits are split 50-50. Because Stephen King at this point, he even said, "Why do I need an advance?" So, oh shit. All right, maybe the last Twitter thing, but we're gonna get back on it. I'm gonna throw this chick into the things that didn't happen for $500, Alex.
Minutes I was in the store. Less than 5 fucking minutes I was inside Walgreens and I got grabbed by an old man. And then listen.
Well, I mean, why? I mean, even without all that shit on your face, you're not hot. So, why would he? I mean, the most you're gonna get out of me is maybe a howdy.
To the 2 front employees, console this old man when he complained about me losing my shit when he fucking touched me.
Yeah, because you seem like you're a perfectly pleasant person to be around.
I was shopping for the stupid, trendy, peelable gummy mangoes. I don't even like mango.
Can somebody explain to me what the peelable gummy mango is? Is that a candy or is that pot? I'm really actually speaking out of ignorance here, but whatever. Also, what is a peelable gummy? I don't know. Jesus Christ, if you think she's hot, you're drunker than I am.
I hate mango flavored. It just looked cool. I was in.
Then why did you buy it? Why would you buy a product, pot or candy, because it looked cool? This isn't a little figurine. That you buy because it looks cool. An edible product like gummy whatever, you buy because you're going to consume it. I've never bought a food product because it looked cool.
In Walgreens for less than 5 minutes. And this man comes around the corner, and the second I see him, all of my fucking alarm bells are ringing.
Okay, how old is this old man? Are we talking like a guy in his, let's say, mid-50s, early 60s that still largely has strength, even if he doesn't work out? Or are we talking about a guy who's in his, like, late 80s, early 90s, who needs a walker to get around? Again, old is a bit of a relative term. All right, I'm going to do today. God, I got to take a quick restroom break. I'll be right back. All right, let's get back to it.
He flags my radar, so I leave the aisle. I do what I'm supposed to in my DNA, and I get the fuck out. And you know what he does? He comes.
Then you, my dear, are paranoid. Okay? The odds of you meeting someone in Walgreens in the I'm just going to assume candy aisle. Yeah, they're about as good as my odds of meeting Johnny Carson, and that's in the condition he's in right now.
Comes up to me and he goes, well, don't you got a lot going on? And so I say to him really fucking rudely, because I already knew.
Yeah, because you're a fucking stuck-up cunt. One, I guarantee you he didn't say that to you. Sorry, I don't believe your story for a second.
I said, have a nice day. And I continued to walk. And he put his fucking hand, like, right here on my shoulder to kind of, like, stop me. And
Okay, that didn't happen. That would be assault.
so I flipped my arm back, and I was like, what the fuck? I'll punch you in the throat. I will punch you in the fucking throat. What in the world makes you think, you old, decrepit fucking skeleton cunt, that you can put your hands on me? Because you want to get a better look at my fucking... You pierced your nose in
See, this is what I relate to as female privilege. If she'd have been male, she'd have had the shit beat out of her right there. And, honey pie, you better not try this tactic out too often on men. Because one of the men will hurt you. And you're not strong enough to fight us.
North Idaho, and all of a sudden you're a zoo animal. And then I walk out.
What food? Bratwurst can do it. Pizza, depending on when I eat it. Coleslaw can sometimes. Honestly, Emily, at my age, all that has to happen is it be 7 o'clock in the morning.
Out of the aisle after I threatened to punch him in the throat, and he walks up to the front desk to the two old bitches, and he starts complaining about how I fucking flipped his hand.
I'm gonna put this at $1,000. This didn't happen. But even if he was in his 60s or 70s, he can still kick your ass, bitch. That's the strength difference between men and women.
Hand off of me when he was trying to get a better look at my face. And I'm just in the next aisle over, and these stupid old cunts that are working the register are consoling him. They're saying, how dare they be like fucking big and dark, I think is what they called me, and like take up so much space and expect not to be stopped and talked to about my appearance. I wanted gummy mangoes, not to be touched. I wanted gummy mangoes and my medicine. Please. Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah, I generally don't want to be talked to when I'm out in public, but if somebody comes up to me and talks to me, even if it's to insult me, I'm just going to talk to them back. And if an old man puts his hand on me, I'm going to say, I'm going to give you one chance. Get your hand off.
And not be touched? I'm sweaty. I don't feel good. In what world? Why?
Well, because you're acting like an obnoxious cunt.
Please clap.
And by the way, you desperately need to be touched by a man.
Please clap.
Jesus. Can Tyrone swing over and give her a good old dickin'?
Please clap.
From Sam Cedar, Democrats are just making the problems worse. My God, a Democrat gets it.
Biden's poll number onslaught in slaughter, essentially, in Gaza.
Well, okay, she didn't do the one thing that fucks women forever. She does have chest tattoos, bad, but at least she doesn't have neck or face tattoos, which are game over. Piercings can be removed and will heal over time. That's fine. But there really isn't a pretty girl under there to save. Just so, I don't know, go enjoy life with your pathetic, effeminate boyfriend. Or, I don't know, enjoy eating pussy or something. I don't fucking know.
If anything, in addition to the fact that I think we're at a majority of Americans now think that there should be a ceasefire. Certainly the voters.
I'm gonna say it's 99 out of 100. And the one that she could beat up either has to be extremely old, extremely young, or crippled.
That not enough.
Oh, face tattoos? Game over. I'm not sexually attracted to men, but if I was hiring somebody and they came in with face tattoos, unless you're bringing a lot to the table, game over. But yeah, for women, for sexual partners, yeah, you got a face tattoo, game over. I'm assuming your cunt is a petri dish of every STD known to man.
To influence people's voting are not doing so. You have the Biden administration, or the Biden campaign just reported the other day in CNN that they're having to basically avoid protests, which means they're not going to college campuses.
Yep.
They're not driving out the youth vote. They're not going into places where they may...
Yeah, because the problem is college campus these days are just literal lunatic-creating facilities of the ultra-progressive woke, and unfortunately, your political side, while loud, is also A, incredibly small, and B, based on purity tests. I'm sorry, Sam. You're on the Titanic. You're on the USS Progressive, and it hit the fucking iceberg, known as reality. And it's sinking. Either you're going to get on the lifeboats like the Young Turks kind of have, or you're going down with a ship. Also, I really hate to see what has become of Emma, because at one point, she was a pretty girl when she did herself up, but now it seems she's so fucking depressed that she's just kind of going through the motion, not bothering to shower, not bothering to put on makeup. I suppose at least she's still working out, so there's that.
Counter protesters about Gaza. This more broadly, focus groups can tell you if a particular advertising pitch might work. Bring a group of soda lovers.
By the way, I love how a lot of these people tell me I should respect women, but then when a woman actually, likes me and is on my side, then, yeah, boy, does that go out the window.
Together in a room, and the people who never drink that crap. Also, Coke has
My wife knows what I allow her to know.
better brand appeal as a soda, not everything, and 20 times the advertising budget, and you can't get everybody in the focus group room to pitch this one-on-one. There is no effective retort to Pep.
I'm not answering that FMK question.
Pepsi Schmepsi.
Patriots is the best.
Also, this isn't polling, it's push-pull.
Incredible. Yeah.
I mean, so the bottom line is what I'm saying from also, when you search about the fact that border crisis, all you're doing is saying, hey, the price is not much, the price is not good, but basically, they're not too bad, I can't do it, but I want to do, and then the answer is why you can't, because you can't do what you want to do. In other words, I'm telling you, I know part of this sort of he's looking for, saying Erickson is looking at this as somebody who, like, tries, at least in some cases, left center of the Senate, or fishing, and the end, vote for the Southern Muslim, not the At the beginning, like, one of the takeaways of this focus group, while Republicans start with a 15-point advantage on their approach to immigration and border, you don't have to try to deal completely racist edge. But, like, obviously, we didn't want to because there is a focus group. But when you leave that.
Alright, I'm done with this. Emma, please get help. And leave Sam Cedar, because your career is going nowhere. And at least maybe you could have a baby so your last 3 eggs could be put to use.
That we were not actively shopping Deadspin. Spanfeller said in the email, quote, the rationale behind the decision to sell included a variety of important factors that include the buyer's editorial plans for the brand, tough competition in the sports journalism sector, and a valuation that reflected a sizable premium from our original purchase price for the site. Quote, Deadspin's new owners have made a decision not to carry over any of the site's existing staff and instead build a new team more in line with their editorial vision for the brand. And while the new owners plan to be reverential to Deadspin's unique voice, they plan to take a different content approach regarding the site's overall sports coverage. Okay, so maybe, just maybe, that means that they're not going to be woke, okay? Because if this new company wanted to be woke and to stick with, what Deadspin has and what they're doing, then they would not be doing this. Regardless, the Daily Beast reports staff were locked out of their accounts and had to leave immediately. Yeah, so they were fired immediately, right? They were kicked out immediately. So with that being said, again.
Oh, God, why are you wearing a turtleneck?
What's on your mind today?
Hey, David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, David, I'm just wondering what action you think Congress should take to restore public confidence in the Supreme Court.
I don't think that it's anything Congress can do.
Okay, this I don't get. The decision that supposedly shattered confidence in the Supreme Court was a unanimous decision. Even your far leftist judges agreed with it. It was 9-0. Meaning running the political gambit from Ketanji Brown to Amy Coney Barrett and Sotomayor to Brett
Kavanaugh, everyone agreed it was bullshit to keep him on the ballot. As they will say in April most likely, yes, presidents have immunity. Because if they don't, while they are in office, while they are the president, then Barack Obama will be indicted on murder charges.